Hello and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream happening every Thursday at 4 o'clock now instead of 3 o'clock. I made some changes and this is a little bit of a redo. I don't know why my camera froze and I had to kind of restart it. So here we are. It's 4:20 and I'm ready to do this again. So welcome to the show, everyone. Happy 4th of July. So, as we celebrate our freedoms in the United States of America, I'm always reminded of these spiritual freedoms that we are fortunate enough to celebrate and practice, especially our spiritual independence. This is something that I love to remember around the 4th of July is that we are able to practice our freedom of religion, or what I see more of our freedom of spirituality, because I see us all as spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. So we are spirit and we will go back. We are in this particular form, but we will go back to spirit and be in that form. And depending on what you believe, you may reincarnate, whether it's in this form or it could be another, or, it's our choice. So, welcome to the show. And if you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, Instagram, or YouTube, you can comment and I can see your comments and I can put them in the show. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And let's get on with it. Again, I apologize that I've had to do this again, but here we go. So we're in the waxing phase of the moon. This is when we go from the new moon, which happened last Thursday, and we have a full moon coming up next week on the 10th, and that will be in the sign of Capricorn. It's happening at 4:37 p.m. So this is a great time to celebrate, fruition and do certain rituals and things. And I'll talk more about that next week on the 10th. So the main thing right now is we're in that time of growing. The new moon to the full moon is a time of growing, of waxing. As the moon is building, we're also building, the energy is building. And the moon is important because it's the closest celestial body to us that does impact, like, say, the tides, the water on our planet. So we always have higher high tides, lower low tides during a new moon or a full moon, because those are at extremes in relation to the Earth. And we are also 70% water. So this impacts us not only physically with our body, the water in our body, but also emotionally, because the moon rules our emotions. So that's why people feel extra, emotional during a full moon and sometimes even a new moon. So it's good to know when the full moon is, or I think it is, and that's why I share it here. But there's another thing that's happening during this time. Exactly July 3rd through the 7th is actually the Sirius Gateway. And what that means, this happens the first week of July every year. This is when the Sirius, which is a star, it's considered our spiritual sun. It aligns with our sun here at about 14 degrees Cancer. And so this is a celestial portal that's known as the Sirius Gateway or Sirius Portal. And this activates high frequency energetic channels between the Earth and Sirius. So being the spiritual sun, it's one of the brightest stars that's in the sky. And this has deep roots in ancient cultures, from Egyptian mythology to shamanic practices. And it's linked to the cycles of death and rebirth, and also divine transmissions. So the goddess Isis is affiliated with this Syrian portal and the star Sirius. And she is a goddess of magic, of healing, of motherhood and fertility and protection. She's also called the Queen of Heaven. And she was revered not just in Egypt, but all over Greco-Roman world. So Isis can be called upon as an archetype of divine feminine power, sacred motherhood, and magical transformation. So there's some themes here I wanted to share with you regarding this Sirius portal. And you can sense a spark of clarity, intuitive downloads, or creative inspiration during this time. This period is a great time for igniting ideas and purpose. A great time to kind of like tune in and do meditations. And I'll be talking about that a little bit later. It's also a time of freedom and innovation. So there's probably a connection between the Sirius portal and the time that we 250 years ago that the United States started, and we created, or our founding fathers created, this idea of not being ruled by a king, of being ruled, the government ruled by the people, we the people, by the people, for the people, right? So I'm sure that the Sirius portal had something to do with the creation of our country, and the spiritual freedoms, as I was speaking about earlier, is something that I treasure. And remember, not just the idea that we have freedom to practice our spirituality freely, right, without judgment or force, but also, I was raised in certain religions, and when I realized I got into metaphysics, I realized that I do not need to follow those paths. I don't need a person to go through to connect to God or to my higher power. And that spiritual independence is something that is very important to me, because I feel that, not everywhere in the world we can do this. So the Sirius energy supports releasing limitations, embracing authenticity, and stepping into novel ways of being, thinking, and creating. Um, this is also a great time to connect with the higher realms. It's an ideal time to open up our third eye, right? Our sixth sense, commune with spirit guides, or explore altered states. We get messages from the higher beings, our angels, our guides, ETs, even star systems. Messages from the higher beings, the higher frequency beings, can come through as long as we become still and go within and make that connection. So I encourage everyone, and I'm going to be doing myself these next, what is it, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, this next 5 days is a great time to really go internal, go inside, meditate, connect with your higher power, and see what downloads you can get. If you have questions that you want to ask, or you're not clear about, or you want clarity, this is a perfect time to use that Sirian energy, that connection with that spiritual star, spiritual sun, and get those insights. So I will share more about the full moon next week, since the full moon will be exactly on Thursday next week. Let's now go to UAP and UFO and UAP disclosure. So there's been a lot going on, and the biggest news, and why I was so busy this last week, is that here I am making all these mistakes as I'm tired. I helped put together a UFO World UFO Day, which is July 2nd. That was yesterday. And on good-vibes.tv, you could go and access the show. It was a 2-hour program that talked about World UFO Day, which started in 2001 by a Turkish UFO researcher, and I'm not going to try to say his name. It's difficult. But in 2001, they wanted to celebrate UFOs and really get people to get their governments to disclose what they know about UFOs. And this has been a really big deal, and lately, especially with all the whistleblowers coming out. And so with this, in this program, I interviewed several of the Citizens for Disclosure state leaders, and also the national organizers for this event. So Citizens for Disclosure is the arm of the New Paradigm Institute. And if you're interested in learning on, just getting on their newsletter, and you can really find out what's happening regarding UAPs, UFOs, and disclosure in our government. And also, you can take actions. Like there's a couple of buttons on there where you can easily communicate with your representatives in Congress and really push for disclosure. It's so important because, and for many reasons. And I've talked about this in many live streams in the past regarding Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer's movies. He explains it pretty thoroughly about this technology that our governments and other defense contractors have gotten by reverse engineering ET craft that have um, crashed. And now lately they were talking about how our governments and some of these defense contractors have actually sent, I think they call it scalar beams, to take down these craft because they want to get the technology. So anyway, this is something that's really important, and I would suggest to go watch it. It's 2 hours long. You can put it at double speed, and again, it has to do with Roswell, the Roswell incident that happened in 1947, which is 78 years ago. That's really the start of the modern UFO awareness that we have today. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say about that. And I also want to talk about spiritual activism. So, as I was saying earlier, we the people, it's important to be part of our democracy to really participate. So there are things we can do by contacting our Congress people and that kind of thing, but there's also things we can do on a spiritual plane. So Pam Gregory, she's an astrologer from England, had suggested on Sundays to meditate just for 15 minutes. She's saying not using any kind of technology or anything, but she's just making that time or setting that time at 7 o'clock p.m. In England, but it's 2 o'clock here at Eastern time. So figure out what time it is in your time zone. But for just 15 minutes to send love and light to the planet. And this is a way that we can quietly, peacefully send energy to our planet, because we know that, energy is real. Frequencies are real. Our thoughts are things, and we can make an impact, a huge impact this way. So the more of us that come together, 2 o'clock and she started doing this on Sundays and then moved it to doing it every day at 2 o'clock. So I have my watch set at 5 to 2 every day, just 15 minutes to just stop, be still, send those positive vibes to the planet. And by doing that, it's helping you get in a peaceful and quiet state and kind of resetting ourselves, but it's also sending that light and connecting with all the other hearts that are doing the same on the planet. So that's what I'd like to share there with that. All right, next up is the Oracle of the Month, and I'm doing something a little different. Usually every month I start with a new Oracle, but since I missed last week, I decided, and I love this deck so much, the deck we've been working with, I'm going to do another time because they're 5 weeks in July. So I figured we'd still have 4 weeks with the next deck that I'm going to feature. So the deck that I've been working with is the Psychic Tarot deck, and I really like it. It's a little bit different if you saw previous episodes, in that they don't have the court cards. Instead, they have chakra cards for those instead. So I love to be able to share the cards and, kind of show you how easy it is to use these oracle decks, whether it's a tarot system or an oracle deck. You could just pick some cards and ask some questions and see what message you get and see how it resonates with you. So divination cards are a way, kind of like, it seemed like the cell phone to the universe. It's a way to communicate with the other side to get that knowledge. And so it's really a matter of trusting that, that you will get an answer if you ask the question sincerely. So let's ask the question, what is it that we need to know today, especially on this first day of the Sirius Gateway? What is it, Spirit, that we need to know for the highest and best good of all concerned? So Let's see what card we get. Interesting. So the card is Firm Foundation. And each of these cards, I'll try to get that. I am. Today is the day. The getting ready for this World UFO Day last night just really did me in. Let's see here. Find this card. I'm not operating with all of my energy I usually have. Okay, here we go. So, as I said, they instead of the court cards, there are some chakra cards. So the card that we're getting is number 4 for foundation and achievements. This card confirms that what you've been building is now firmly established with a strong and solid foundation. You deserve this, and it's time for you to harvest the rewards for your effort. What you've sowed, you can now reap. Be open to receive as you've worked hard and have given so much. Allow the universe to give a little back to you, where there has to be an even exchange of giving and receiving in order to prime the pump of gratitude and reinforce the law of attraction. Using the more traditional meaning in tarot, this card represents a period for celebration, peace, and prosperity. It may also imply a marriage or the buying of land or a new home. As you enjoy this time of relaxation that you so deserve, know that nothing remains stagnant and the winds of change are always at your door. So that's interesting. We are in this long weekend of 4th of July. Traditionally, banks are shut down. People are off work. We go on vacation. So I like it that we've created a firm foundation. And I feel like we should pull another card just to get a little bit more insight into what this card means. And again, when you're working with the cards, you just use your intuition, whatever feels right. Just go with the flow. Interesting. So the other card that I'm getting is the universe. These two together. Firm foundation and universe. Interesting, because firm foundation also to me would be the earth element. And this is really the root chakra, our connection to Mother Earth. It's really important to ground ourselves, putting our feet on the ground, sitting on the earth, hugging a tree to ground our energies, because sometimes we're too much in our heads. And, it just helps us. It reduces inflammation. There's so many good things about grounding. I've talked about grounding in the past before. So let's read this card, the universe. So it says, you've come far on your journey and it's time to be rewarded for your efforts. Another card about rewards. This card symbolizes completion, triumph, peace, liberation, and fulfillment. Everything you've strived for is within your reach. Meet it halfway and grab it. The universe is the last of the major arcana cards and reflects the work that you've accomplished on your travels. But more importantly, it represents the wisdom that you've gained along the way. You should now honor and acknowledge the truly wonderful soul that you are and accept the vital part that you play in the bigger scheme of life. The world is yours to command, and you're free to travel in whatever direction your heart desires. You're connected to everything in the cosmos. The universe card is a reminder that the same energy making up the stars in the sky, the same energy that's coursing through the universe, is in each and every individual. In ancient times, many believed that each star was the soul of one person. They also believed that these souls shine so brightly to guide others through the darkness, and so too can your wise soul. The traditional card is the world card. So that's really interesting. And I've been wearing my little star. Um, we're really having issues today. Our little star card, my little star pendant that I got from my mother. And so when I wear it, I always feel like she's with me. She's one of those stars up in the sky. Um, yeah, so very interesting. And I feel that brings it to completion. So I'm not going to pull another card. But yeah, this card deck, if you like it, the Psychic Tarot Pocket Direct, you can shop my Amazon store to get it. And it's so easy. Just go to good-vibes.tv. And one of the buttons there says shop my Amazon store. And this is a way to support me and support the channel. I promise I am usually better than this, but it's been a long week. Plus, we're traveling, so it's been really crazy. All right. So I love to share about different, especially free summits and things that you can find online. And this group, it's called Grow Your Own Vegetables. They're featuring a superfood garden summit. As you know, I'm a gardener, and we'll see how my garden is when I get home. We're away for about 5 weeks. But the Superfood Garden Summit, it's free, it's online, and it is happening from July 8th to the 11th. So next week, I believe that's on Tuesday. And I wanted to share, let's see here, how can I share this? Present, share screen. And we can actually read this website together. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. So this, when you click on the link that I'm going to give you, this tells you all about the Superfood Garden Summit. And here it is. It's hosted by Grow Your Own Vegetables, as I shared. It's on a mission to support 1 million new growers and successfully creating vegetable and herb gardens. So in this particular summit, you're going to, whether you're gardening at whatever level, you can always learn something. This is Stacy Murphy right here. So when you sign up, you'll see this whole website. But I wanted to share that in those, I think it's 3 days, in those 3 days, you will learn from Stacy Murphy, Ocean Robbins, and many of these other experts on different superfoods. And the superfoods are important because they help us with our health. So here they have, I guess it's 4 days long, and we've got 3 speakers on each day. So yeah, all you have to do to get to this is to go to, here's the website to get to this link. So stop screen, there we go. So tinyurl.com/GVTV Superfood Garden. And just sign up. It's free, and you'll get the emails to remind you when to watch it. So there we have it. Another wonderful event that's coming up is this Longevity with Light webinar series that I've been doing. It happens once a month. And this month, we are going to have a special guest. Her name is Dr. Jennifer Smith, and she's a certified doctor of naturopathy with expertise in resolving autoimmune conditions. She has over 20 years of experience in the holistic health field, including the operation of a comprehensive wellness center. So she also offers group wellness workshops and integrative consulting services for medical practitioners. And the website to sign up for this webinar is tinyurl.com/longevity July 2025. This is a free webinar. I host it. I've got my co-host, Beth Steele and Tamisa Leiden, and a special guest every month. So there's Vicki. Hi, Vicki. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the restart that we had to do. So this is how you can sign up for this webinar that'll happen next week. And if you missed any of the previous episodes, you can just go to this longevity playlist that's on the screen here. This is a great way to find out about the LifeWave patches and how they use light technology to connect with to help our bodies heal itself. All right, and there we go. So, oh, I don't have my tip of the week. I had to restart everything, and here we go. Tip of the week to raise your vibration. So, 2 weeks ago, at the last time I did the show, since I missed last week, was the summer solstice. And the tip was to meditate during the summer solstice. And I gave you a summer solstice meditation. The tip of the week this week is to meditate during the Sirius Gateway and journal your downloads. It's always great to write it down because we don't always remember things. And it's nice when you're getting downloads from a meditation to write them down because you can reflect on those later and get ideas and direction and put the pieces together of this puzzle of life, right? So I found a meditation online, and here's a link to it. It's specific to the Sirius Gateway, and you can actually, just play it. It's only 20 minutes long, and what I'm going to do for myself is try to do it at least once every day of this portal from the 7th from the 3rd to the 7th. So tinyurl.com/capital GVTV, Sirius Gateway Meditation, all in lower caps. All right, my friends. Well, today was a little bit of a rough one, and I know why. It's because I'm just tired. It's been a long week getting ready for that World UFO Day. And please watch it, though. I am so proud of it. I'm so proud of the people I was able to interview and got to share so many different people with different backgrounds. So just go to good-vibes.tv. You'll see it, the top button, World UFO Day. Make a comment. The video is doing really well. It's got a lot of over, I think, 500 views so far. And I'd really love to see it viral, see it go viral and help build the channel subscription there on YouTube. So check it out. And I want to thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this episode, please watch some of the others because some of the others are a lot better than this one. This one was off. But, like, share, and subscribe with your friends. Share it with someone who needs a boost of good vibes. And until next time, my friends, please keep raising your vibration so you can thrive. Take care, everyone. Peace out, and happy 4th of July.